The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining me. Now, here in a minute, we're going to get to reviewing one of your websites, and I do want to point out that while this has been pre-recorded, I'm hanging out in the chat, interacting with you guys live and answering your questions. Now, if you're interested in having your website reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your site. And in addition to getting a site review, I also offer a one-on-one session to each photographer who has had a site review done to help them answer any questions or assist in making any changes that they may want to make. Now, don't forget, we also live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there. Let's get into the site review. All right, guys, here we are on SusanKindlePhotography.com, and we're going to go ahead and start the review here on the homepage. So, hey, Susan, one of the things I want to point out, first of all, is up here in your browser. This is the favicon, or some people call it the browser icon. It's still using the Zenfolio default. You can customize that. It's under Customize View, Site Settings, Logos and Icons, and it's called the favicon. You can definitely add a custom one here, but the other thing I wanted to point out is the title of this page is called My Photographs. You might think about retitling this something that's going to be a little bit more beneficial to your SEO, such as Susan Kindle Senior Photography, or maybe putting the area in here that you work in, something like that. Anything that could be a little bit more beneficial to your SEO, you definitely want to consider changing this up here. All right, let's go ahead and get this back up, and then let's start talking about this. I think you have a really cool logo here. I think from personal preference, it might be a little tight right here. I'd like to see a little breathing room right here. It makes me feel a little claustrophobic, but I think that you have a really cool logo up here. Now, as far as the color of your website goes, I think it looks great. I really like that you kind of adopted this darker style. So many times I see websites that are bright and white, and that is perfectly fine. Occasionally, it's nice to see some that are not just all white and bright. So I think you have a great color scheme going on here. I would definitely consider maybe thinking about a different color than the orange. It's a little offsetting here. Maybe go with something else. But other than that, I think overall the colors of this are perfectly fine. So let's talk about the images on the homepage here. So you have some absolutely gorgeous images here on your homepage. Your work is just beautiful. Couple of things though, when I hover over the images, I'm getting this little social media pop-up thing right here. For the homepage, I would probably turn this off. It feels a little distracting to me, and it doesn't, in my opinion, it just doesn't look the greatest when you hover over an image and you see these things right here. So you can go and turn these off. This is under your options, and then it's going to be on the thumbnails tab under options where you can turn that off. All right, the other thing that I would say about your images on the homepage is while they are lovely, there are a lot. Now, I didn't count them, guys, but I'm going to scroll down here and just kind of keep going down here. There are a lot of images here on your homepage, which I would definitely consider culling these down to just like the best of your photos here. So I would choose like the top 10 images maybe and show only those, And because we don't want people to stay here on the homepage and be distracted and kind of browsing through all this, we want them to go and follow a certain path. So when you're creating your homepage and your website, you want to think about a specific path that you want your clients to follow or your visitors to follow, and start designing your website to create that path. And for me, hanging out on the homepage is not something I want people to do. Now next, let's go check out your site menu. So you have one called Galleries. I might think about relabeling this portfolio again, with the idea that your homepage is for new clients. And for galleries, this is not clear if it's client galleries or portfolio galleries. We're going to find out here in a second, because I'm not sure either. But if this is your portfolio galleries, you definitely probably want to relabel this with portfolios. But let's go take a look. So we're going to click on galleries. Nice little drop down you have here. So I love the drop down option. We're going to click on seniors, and let's see where that takes us. Okay, so I went to galleries and clicked on seniors, and I feel like I'm still on the homepage. I'm seeing the exact same images, almost, I think, in the exact same order. And so definitely something to think about here. If I'm a visitor to your site and I go from your homepage, so let me go back to your homepage here. If I go from your homepage here, go to galleries, and I go to seniors, and I'm seeing the exact same images in the exact same order, I am now a little confused. So you definitely want to think about that. For your homepage, I would consider taking a mix of all of your different portfolio galleries here, choosing the best images out of those, putting those all together in one gallery, and showing that on the homepage. And then when we click on seniors, we should definitely not be seeing the exact same images in the same order here. Now, a couple of things up here at the top. Visitors, right here. This is stuff, all of this stuff on this top second row right here, I would consider hiding. For a portfolio gallery, I don't really feel like there's a reason for anybody to know this or see this, especially if we can see that it was created February 14th of 2013 and then modified January 19th. This is just information that doesn't really need to be visible on your portfolio galleries. At least we don't really need to know the number of images or how many people have actually seen this. Definitely take off the guest book, and then I would probably remove these buttons as well. If you want to leave the share button, that's totally fine. The rest of these buttons right here I would definitely remove if this is in fact a portfolio gallery, which it looks like it is. I'm not really sure the need for somebody to select photos in a portfolio gallery. Let me see something here really quick. So we can select them and add them to favorites. And so for portfolio galleries, is there really a reason to have the favorites feature enabled on this gallery? Because this is for visitors, and I'm not really sure why they would be favoriting, your portfolio images here. So definitely something to think about. What do you guys think in chat? Let me know. Do you think the favorites feature has value on portfolio galleries? What about the rest of this stuff? Is this stuff that you would leave and let people see, or is this stuff you would kind of hide? So let me know what you guys think there in chat. All right, let's scroll down. Now, we already know how many photos are in here. There's 74 photos. And for a portfolio gallery where we want visitors to go in, look at the work, and decide, yes, you have the skills and you produce the type of images that I'm looking for, 74 photos is a little bit too much. I would definitely consider culling this down to be maybe your top 15 to 20 images for your senior genre. Again, you have some absolutely beautiful, outstanding work in here. Your photos are just gorgeous, but there are a lot here, and you definitely don't want people hanging out in your portfolio galleries forever. You want them to quickly be able to decide, do you produce the type of work they're looking for? And if so, moving on to do the next thing. Now, one of the things I do notice down here is that you guys have the categories and keywords showing right here. I can't see if there's any information in there, which highlighting it looks like it's not. At least it's showing. What you need to do is go back into the gallery on the admin side and get some keywords into that gallery. Go ahead and categorize it and subcategorize it, and that is going to help with your SEO and your search presence. I would also take off the guest book, especially since there are 0 entries, and this gallery, we could already tell earlier, was created in 2013. Having a guest book on a gallery that was created in 2013 with 0 entries is not the best thing that you want. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the guest book anyway. I usually just have it removed, especially from portfolio galleries. All right, let's jump back up here and let's just keep going. Lots of images here though, so I would definitely consider culling this down. Let's check out your kids gallery here. All right, so the kids gallery, again, we have this same information up here. We can see when it was created, when it was modified, and this gallery has not been modified since 2015. That is 4 years ago. So again, it doesn't matter except the fact that we can see when this was modified, because your images are beautiful. They're still relevant. This date up here puts a date on your images and makes me wonder what you've been doing for the last 4 years. So again, this is information that I would definitely have hidden. We see that there's 54 photos in here. Again, that's quite a bit of photos for a portfolio gallery. So I would definitely consider culling this stuff down. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful photos. Just there's a lot, and we need to get rid of that distracting information up to the top. Same thing at the bottom. We have the guest book with 0 entries, and we have categories and keywords, but there's not actually any categories and keywords in here. So it's showing, which is nice, but let's get that information in there so that it's actually utilized by search engines to understand what this page is about. Now, one thing I didn't do in the other gallery was check and see what happens when we click on a photo. So let's, oh, and another thing too, your theme has changed here. So just to show you really quick, if I hop back to the seniors gallery, notice your buttons are orange. If we go to the kids gallery, this is utilizing a different theme, which I feel like your website should be consistent. So you definitely want to make sure that these color themes stay the same throughout your entire portfolio galleries at least. Let's see what happens to a photo when we click on it. So we're clicking on a photo. This is taking us to the photos page. Not a bad presentation. And it can be useful if you have keyword information and stuff added here. Now let's see, we have a menu, we can add to favorites, or we can go to dim the lights. There's no comments and all this stuff. I would definitely consider changing this over to use either the dim the lights or maybe a more full screen, larger view of the photos. Let's get rid of the photo comments. I don't think there's really a reason to have those on a portfolio gallery again. Let's get this image showing a little bit larger than what it's showing here when somebody clicks on it. That's my opinion anyway. What do you guys think in chat? Do you like this presentation after clicking on a photo? Do you prefer the dim the lights mode? How do you guys have yours set up? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the chat what you guys are using and how you have it set up to go after you click on a photo. All right, let's check your last gallery here, which is couples. So let's go check this out. Again, we're seeing a different color theme than we were seeing on the seniors. We still have a lot of this distracting information up here. And again, your photos are gorgeous. They're definitely still relevant, but having this date up here makes them feel dated because I know that you haven't touched this gallery in 3 years, and that makes me wonder. So this is information that you definitely want to remove from this and just not have it showing. All right, let's see. And we also know that there's 44 photos. Again, that's a lot of photos for a portfolio gallery. I would try to target 15 to 20 of your best images for this genre here. All right, and let's scroll on down. I'm sure we're going to see the same thing down at the bottom. No entries for the guest book and categories and keywords showing without there actually being categories and keywords. So same things I was saying earlier apply here as well. One thing I can say is that other than the theme, you've done a really good job at keeping everything else consistent. I would just change the presentation and get rid of this information and keep that consistent. Other than the color theme, the galleries have looked pretty much the same. They've been set up pretty much the same, which is a good thing that it's consistent. Okay, let's check out your information tab. So let's check out your About Me. All right, so great photo here. Love that you have a nice headshot. This is really perfect. I mean, one of the things that drives me crazy is when I look at about pages and there's no actual either video or there's no photo of the actual person. And so from a client side, I'm wondering, like, when we go to meet or whatever, like, I don't want that whole experience to be totally unexpected. I want to know who I'm going to go meet, what you look like, and get a sense of who you are so that it's not a surprise. But let's just read what you have here. All right, so And again, one of the other things I didn't note, I say this all the time in the site reviews, I have no idea until now where you are located. So we'll kind of go back and talk about that in a second. So this is the actual first page where I get your location, which is in Wichita, Kansas. And you have a lot of good information in here. Let's just keep reading. 30 years, incredible children. So yeah, I mean, you have a lot of great information in here that talks about you, it talks about your family. So I think that this is great. One of the things I would definitely recommend is having some call to actions in here, down here at the bottom, like a let's get in touch, or I would love to talk to you, and having a link where they can click and go to your contact page. Again, like I say every review, I'm a huge video advocate. I think that having an about video would be phenomenal. There's no better way to let people grasp a sense of who you are and make a connection with you than through a video with you talking about who you are and why you love what you do. So again, I'm going to advocate for that. Now, really quick, going back to your galleries, we talked about call to actions. Your galleries can have captions up here, and in those captions you can have information like talking about your senior shoots, about the locations that you like to work, and then having a call to action that says, if you're interested in having me photograph your senior or soon to be graduate, or however you want to word it, let's talk about it. Click here to contact me. And then you're just putting in a call to action right there where the visitor is kind of on that fence of, maybe this is somebody I want to contact, making it as easy as possible for them to do that. So utilizing those gallery captions, having links in there where they can click it and go to your contact page would be super helpful. So here is your contact page. And this is the Zenfolio built-in contact page, perfectly fine to use, super easy to set up, super simple. One of the things I notice here is that you don't have any additional contact information over here. So in your account, you can go to account, and it's under contact information. Any information that you put in will show up over here on the left side. It might be nice to have a phone number and your address in there for SEO purposes, as well as just for people going to the contact page, and maybe they prefer to phone call you or give you a phone call rather than sending you an email. All right, so that's definitely something I would think about. Clients, so information and clients. Let's see what this is. Okay, so this is looks like a link directly to your client galleries. I'm not sure I would have this under information, and I don't know if this is something that you kind of set up and you've already discussed with your clients and they're okay with having, if this is something that they're supposed to be able to access. It's definitely something that I would think about here is, do you want direct access to client galleries here on this page? If you do you really want the number of visitors showing and the number of photos in there and all of that? So here's some things to think about. Personally, for me, I never ever allow client galleries to be accessed from the homepage. I usually send an email invite using our built-in email invite feature. How do you guys get clients to your galleries in chat? Let me know. Are you guys putting a link to the galleries on the homepage? Are you using the invite feature? Are you using client access? I'm curious to know how you guys are doing that in chat, so let me know. But again, this is something that I probably would not have here on my website, on my homepage. Let's go check out your blog. And blog, coming soon and in 2014, and we have one comment and that's it. So it's pretty obvious that you don't plan on blogging. Maybe you thought you might do it, but blogging, I'm not gonna lie, blogging can be a lot of work. It's really, really helpful and beneficial to your SEO, but it can be a lot of work to maintain. So if it's something you want to do, you need to dedicate at least one blog post per week to really make it beneficial. Better 3 blog posts per week if you can do that. If you're not able to really commit to that, I would consider removing this altogether and not having this show on your website at all, because this looks like you've not done anything since 2014, and that is not a good sign for visitors to your website to see a blog with nothing on it at all from 2014, except for coming soon and then nothing following. So I would definitely go ahead and just remove that blog from here. All right, let's check out your setting fee page. All right, so setting fee, this looks like it is a link to where we can go and pay our setting fee. And this is probably set up using a self-fulfilled product. which is perfectly fine. I would like to know, like, have some kind of explanation of what I'm getting in the setting fee. And the best way to do that now is to utilize Zenfolio's pre-order feature. And so what you can do is use the pre-order feature to actually let people go in and make payments for their setting fee. You can actually put some description information in there, and it's a lot better visually, and it just works much better for your setting fee. Definitely good job setting this up through Self-Fulfilled Products though. I would like to have some more information here on what am I getting with this setting fee. I'm not sure if maybe this is something that you set up so that after you talk to people, you just tell them to go to your website and pay the setting fee. That's perfectly fine. But I would definitely consider creating a sessions page with a pre-order that go through your different sessions that you offer and have pricing and more details. Other than that, I think that's perfectly fine. And so overall, I think you have, I didn't mean to yell. Overall, I think you have a really solid website. Things are pretty consistent through the whole thing. It's really simple. It's easy to navigate. There's no issues there. What I'm missing is this. On the homepage, I have no idea where you are. On your galleries, again, this information up here should go away. Let's get some information in the gallery captions, maybe to include the locations that you shoot specifically so that we have a sense of where you're at. And then again, on your galleries here, just making sure that you cull those images down to 10 to 20 of your best images. Hey Susan, thank you so much for submitting your website. You absolutely have some gorgeous photos, and I really appreciate you submitting this to be reviewed. Hopefully guys, this was helpful for you and you all see some things that you can change, some small changes you can make to really make your website easier to navigate. Again, I would really recommend removing these dates and stuff from here and getting that blog down. I just think that these dates really are concerning when I come here and I see, okay, that you hadn't modified, which gallery was it? You hadn't modified this gallery in 4 years, and the same thing kind of goes for your blog. So that's definitely stuff that I would take down right out the gate. But again, you have some absolutely gorgeous images. Thank you so much, Susan, and I hope this was helpful. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching that site review. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we post videos and when we go live. Now, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your website for that. And in addition to getting a site review, you're also going to get a link where you can schedule a session with me. We're going to go over your website, go over the review. I'll answer any questions that you have and help you make any changes that you're interested in making. So the link to sign up for that is in the description below this video. Now, don't forget Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, I hope you have a great week.